think there may be something wrong with this world. Something hiding underneath. Either that or there's something wrong with me. I may be losing my mind.
There's something I'd like you to try. It's a game. Secret. It's called The Maze.
What kind of game is it?
It's a very special kind of game, Dolores. The goal is to find the center of it. If you can do that, then maybe you can be free.
I think I want to be free.
And so he begins the hero's journey in the night cycle. Direction back into center again, right? So we spiral out. Hero's journey.
Truman!
In the night cycle, the other direction. Back into center, right? So we spiral out.
Somebody help me! I'm being spontaneous!
These people
And then the symbology of the rocking chair. The fall from spirit into physical matter, also known as humanity's fall from grace, done through the construct of the rocking chair.
He's rocking the ship. We're rocking the ship.
The latter would be a reference to the concept of rock and roll.
Sundown.
Like highlighted in previous work, the lock and unlocking of energy or an energy body is done through a sine wave up is down. The materialization from spirit to matter through the torus. As symbolized as the ship, this trinity power structure of the torus generates a sine wave of up is down, enabling energy or energy bodies to travel between dimensions by using the power of light and fourth phase of water.
Okay, so this here is the neutral dielectric plane of inertia of every torus field. This is an atom, and this is our solar system. As above, so below. So all fields, or rather all motion, extrapolates itself out of this central counterspatial point, the 0 point, and galaxies work like this. You'll find atoms, galaxies, everything works like this. Everything is torus fields.
Presenting this week.
Fiction often has a way of becoming fact. Not long ago, we brought you the immortal tale, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, featuring the famous submarine Nautilus. According to the story, this craft was powered by a magic force. Today, that tale has come true. This is a model of the real Nautilus, the world's first atom-powered ship. It's the first example of the useful power of the atom that will drive the machines of our atomic age. The atom is our future. It is a subject everyone wants to understand.
Let's rewind back what I said in the Wind of Change video. Within this and future presentations, I will include some of the work of Roger, that of Doug Vogt, and that of Santos Bonacci, pioneers in this field of research regarding new insights of the so-called atom, which is the physical representation of the energetic toroid field or torus.
We tend to disregard this because we've got pseudoscientists now, Jesuits, who have been funding Copernicus's and Newtons with their gravity hocus pocus, Einstein, Galileo Galilei, Kepler, all of these people who are giving us the materialistic particle version of physics rather than the pulse version, are all funded by the Jesuits to prevent us from understanding that this is the only way that energy works. Walter Russell said, if you want to know the secrets of everything in the universe, the secret is in the wave. Wave.
This glass, this drink, this countertop, our bodies.
I can only conclude, then, the atom is mostly empty space, like a cloud.
All of it. It's mostly empty space. Groupings of tiny energy waves bound together.
Or shell. But occasionally I hit something solid. It must be very small, a tiny particle in the center.
So all fields.
But what? Forces of attraction strong enough to convince us.
Or rather, all motion extrapolates itself out of this central counterspatial point, the 0 point.
That matter is solid. It's not my body passing through yours.
You were raised to believe in a God of rules, a God who commands from above, who punishes, rewards, and dictates the terms of your existence. That image has shaped civilizations, laws, and even the way you think about yourself. But what if that vision was never the highest truth? What if the creator you were taught to worship was not the ultimate source, but only a shadow of something greater? The monad is that greater reality, the one beyond all duality, the eternal spring from which everything flows. Imagine the difference between a lamp and the sun. A lamp shines brightly in a small room, but its light is limited. The sun, on the other hand, illuminates the entire world, giving life to everything it touches. The God of rules and punishment is like the lamp, bright but confined. The monad is the sun, limitless, eternal, beyond anything the human mind can contain. It is not a person, not a ruler, but the infinite consciousness that breathes life into all. Every star, every soul, every thought is its expression.
I shall call it the nucleus of the atom.
Of every torus field. This is an atom, and this is our solar system. Of the one, individualized, in atoms.
The torus then would be the energetic construct of a physical structure known to us within the certified particle world as the atom. The latter is considered the basic building block of the matter world. The rocking chair therefore symbolizes the fall from spirit into matter, within this dance between the proton and the electron. It's the descending fall from grace of a spirit through a system of up is down, and experiencing a lockdown within this magnetic pit trap. Okay, let's rewind that information. In previous work, we noticed that the famous heart shape actually represents a sound wave within the Hebrew alphabet, generating a torus when contained by an octagon, or rather two cubes, one rotating clockwise and the other counterclockwise. Spirit energy gets locked up inside a cube.
I've been locked inside your heart-shaped box for weeks.
So with Alice falling into a black hole, the rocking chair symbolizes the black and white cubes, its energy going backward and forward within the creation of time, falling along a sine wave, the chimney, and into a cube. You see Kurt locked up inside the heart-shaped box, having followed the sine wave and ending up within the rocking chair. We notice a watch between his legs, referring to the process of rock and roll that creates time. The flowers on the back then represent the Garden of Eden. So the rock and roll in the free world will lead to a black hole fall of the energy body.
It's a clock. It's a clock.
And it traps the consciousness, the part that's stuck in the atoms.
This is the basic graph of how the matter world and us come into existence. Basically explains how matter comes into this dimension from that other dimension. This graph shows the matter world, the information world, and time. The y-axis is the information dimension. That's the carrier wave that holds the information that creates the matter world and also us. But I'll explain later, there's multiple carrier waves. the atom is created 90 degrees out of phase from the information dimension. So as it crosses the x-axis, it bursts out the information and creates the matter world. And that's when I saw this, I said, gee, that reminds me of Planck's constant, which is a finite piece of energy.
Do you know Planck's constant?
Do you know the Earth orbits the sun?
Gee, it sounds like that's really what it is. So what it turns out, like this could be a proton, that's a neutron, or neutron proton. It doesn't really matter. It's the same thing, just 180 degrees out of phase from itself. Anyway, it's like Planck's constant, but not exactly. This is Planck's constant. Is 6.626, goes on for a long time, times 10 to the minus 34 in joules per second. A very, very small piece of energy.
And now you want a mathematical equation that you should know so you can save the world?
This is Planck's equation, sometimes known as Planck's Einstein equation. Energy is equal, h is Planck's constant, times frequency equals Planck's constant times the speed of light divided by wavelength.
Bringing energy from one dimension to another through a carrier wave. Within previous videos, we have seen the fall of a black body through a pillar system of black and white. Of course referring to Skull the Sun and Hathi the Moon, the proton and the electron, that within a sine wave of up is down exchange information between dimensions. This video purpose is to sketch the possibility of the zodiac sine wave being this carrier wave for information to travel between dimensions. Within the yearly sun cycle, we can clearly see the sine wave going up and down the movement of the sun and moon. The Solomon system is moving along the zodiac constellations in a line called the ecliptic, in which the latter represent the z-axis of the sine wave. It's on this path along the zodiac where information exchange happens. This to create the matter world through using the system of timekeeping, which represents the x-axis of the sine wave. We also see the involvement of the Rainbow Bridge, the so-called planets, which should be plasma focal points of time layers within the torus.
Nautilus.
That transcript the information between the x, y and z axis, using forces of emotion, so energy in motion.
Powered by a magic force.
Because magic runs through us.
So let it go, that's the way that it goes. First you're in, then you're out, everybody knows.
Like we've seen in previous work, I sketched this reality's construct to be a kind of trap or prison for a spirit, in which the spirit converts into matter after falling through a wormhole, while following a white light. While you're hot and you're cold, you're a light in the dark. A reference to the concept of the black body and black body radiation. The entrapment is sealed by the creation of mirror matter within a construct of a torus. Before we continue this roadmap of the sine wave within a torus, we need to understand the concept of black body radiation and its relation to mirror matter, also known as antimatter.
Why is it called black body radiation? This is simply a name assigned to a theoretical material that could absorb every single wavelength. In reality, all materials either reflect or let some wavelengths pass directly through them. And since we associate the color black with the absorption of visible light, we call a material that could theoretically absorb all light black as well. So when we measure the radiation from an object, some of it is reflected and transmitted, but black body radiation is the radiation that comes specifically from the object itself. Therefore, when we heat an object up, more and more of that observed radiation comes from the object itself. And that is black body radiation.
Electromagnetic radiation is somewhat similar. These waves transport energy. These waves are of different sizes, or in more technical terms, you'd say that these waves have different wavelengths. Some wavelengths are short, while others are long, but each wavelength corresponds to a different form of energy.
Probably to most people, black body radiation is known as infrared heat radiation, and where the physical and energy body radiate heat, which is visible in the infrared spectrum. Though, looking at our chakra system, the energy body, and so the black body, is capable of receiving and transmitting far more wavelengths of energy and radiation through currents of emotions. It's not only the process of cold and heat that lights up a black body. The wide range of emotions have the same effect that will color and shape the energy body. In the video Road to Redshift, see ya on the other side, I share the hypothesis that this coloring and radiation can be seen within another dimension.
But it sees the heat of our bodies, and the heat of our fear, and the heat of our fear.
And it can see the heat of our fear. Yeah, this world is indeed a Truman Show, and where innocence is being trapped by fear within the material world, done through a trauma involving a sunken ship. With the sunken ship referring to a broken Taurus, aka this ship that's unable to sail the sea, so unable to access the other side, aka the spirit world through plasma.
One way or return? Return. There you go, sir.
One way or a return? We see the red ship, referring to redshift of the Taurus, as redshift moves away from Harbor Island, which is a prison island for the spirit. But redshift ignites through the power of blue shift. These Hollywood movie makers hide truth in plain sight. The true man touching blue shift, but fails to overcome fear.
Dolores,
Yes,
do you know where you are?
I'm in a dream.
All day in paradise, folks, but don't forget to buckle up out there in Radioland. Remember, good driver, good driver. He's a good driver, good driver.
What does it mean? The maze. You must follow the maze. What's wrong with me? Perhaps you are unraveling.
Countdown to action. Stand by, everyone. He's heading west on Stewart. Stand by all extras. Gloria, he'll be on you in about 90 seconds. Pops, make sure the coffee's hot. Okay, he's making his turn onto Lancaster Square. Oh my God! He nearly hit Nolan. Something's wrong. Change frequencies.
And so he begins the hero's journey in the night cycle, the other direction back into center again, right? So we spiral out.
Again, a force in counter-rotation, which leads to a path of unraveling your own reality, and all done within this place we call the world.
What does it mean? The maze. You must follow the maze.
It's the maze. All of it.
Within previous work, we've seen how a spirit gets locked up inside a cube, and within an 8-sided octagon.
Take a look at this. About a year ago, we started exploring these outer sections. And we found these numbers printed on the walls, sections 1 through 8.
When you convert the vectors to planes, you have an 8-sided prism, basically, with a top and a bottom.
In the heart of Tartarus. I could give you a guided tour. In order for the prison of Tartarus to be completely impregnable, I built it from the outside in.
Its journey started after following a white light into a black hole. It's the symbology of a black hole full of the energy body.
He takes the first step. If you take these line to the center of Taret's belly and you take the erect pillar to the center of Taret's belly, you have a 23.5 degree angle. This first step is when we fall out of balance. This is the falling of the axis. We fall into form.
Part of the beast system that literally harnesses a body in order to drag it into black hole fall.
What the hell?
The spirit arriving in a box through an upside down sine wave. You see the presence of red and blue shift of the torus, and the black referring to the black body radiation. The carrier wave of light then converts light through the cross. referring to the solstices and the vernal and autumn equinox, on which the Sun-Moon system follows the path of the ecliptic along the zodiac.
Shifting vernal equinox, or for example the solstices, the vernal equinox and the solstices are two lines in space that are at right angles to each other. I'll show you a graphic in a minute. But in any case, as we go around this wheel, this great wheel here, this wheel of this cosmic wheel,
like we've seen in previous work, the conversion of information through the light carrier is done through the cross. Its information amplitude or wave strength lies in the solstices. The distribution on the x-axis, on the other hand, is welded into a line we call the equinox, pointing within east and west. Converting light into space and time. Like we've seen in previous video, these two lines is where spirit realm meets the quadrants of matter, symbolized by the Malteser cross. It's the power of the solstice and the timekeeping of the equinox.
The vernal equinox, a hypothetical point in space occupied by the sun, when day and night are the exact same duration, that vernal point is moving through space as a result of this axial motion of the Earth. What has been happening is that the vernal equinox, a hypothetical point in space occupied by the sun, when day and night are the exact same duration, that vernal point is moving through space as a result of this axial motion of the Earth. We're living on the
Okay guys, I say it one more time. The only reason I use images of the heliocentric system is that it hides the mechanics of a toroid. No matter if you believe the world is a globe, a flat earth, a crater, a flying ball circus in space, or even a concave earth, what would it matter if this world's reality would only exist inside your mind?
So here's my theory on that. When I was institutionalized, my brain was studied exhaustively in the guise of mental health. I was interrogated, I was x-rayed, I was examined thoroughly. Then they took everything about me and put it into a computer where they created this model of my mind. Yes, using that model. Computer where they created this model of my mind. Yes, using that model.
Within Stranger Things, this cosmic wheel is centered as a research center, from which a portal to another dimension opens up.
Maybe we should,
Or rather, all motion extrapolates itself out of this central counterspatial point, the 0 point.
Theoretical physicists call it exotic matter, a single source of energy that is holding that giant wall together, and I think Nancy just shot it.
Exotic matter holding the center of the cosmic wheel. It's the center point where two lines intersect, the vernal equinox and the solstices. It's a physics term for multiple concepts of matter, which understanding is only just developing or poorly understood.
They understand now
that the atomic standard model is just not right. It never was right. It doesn't solve anything. It doesn't take care of gravity, dark matter, weight. Everything is just nothing is explained. Everything is a mystery.
But within this work, we will focus on the concept of mirror matter, also known as shadow matter, or, yes guys, I don't make this stuff up, Alice matter.
This is this is falling into form in a perception of time and space in a container.
So the equinox holds an important line, where light is being converted from spirit to physical matter, all done within a torus that generates the zodiac sine wave through the sun and moon system, so through the sun and moon pillars.
Every sign is in your body, starting from Aries at the head,
Aries, if you take the 12 signs of the zodiac and you put Aries here, where it should be, for the first 30 degrees of arc of every Taurus field, then you get the symbol of Aries.
Taurus in your neck.
And of course, then this part here is Taurus.
Hey! Fucking hey, man. Glad to see you guys.
Gemini is your twins, which that will be from your shoulders to your hand. The twins.
This is Gemini, the twins, the two pillars, Jachin and Boaz.
Then Cancer is the chest or the breast if you're a female.
Tropic, we could call this the Tropic of Cancer. Always on top, blue shift.
Create an electromagnetic current that spirals out from the age of Cancer.
The axis of the Earth actually forms sort of an hourglass motion.
All the way out to create our perception of time and space.
Then what happens is this has to now decline. And Cancer is the month of mourning. Mourning because the sun now has to decline.
I wish I could eat your cancer when you turn back.
So, how to move energy between worlds using a torus? Probably you need a god.
A god who commands from above, who punishes, rewards, and dictates the terms of your existence.
So, the god who dictates the terms of your existence created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them.
So you see, the sine wave goes through your body constantly, all day.
Because magic runs through us.
But you have all of them in your body. If you take one of them out, there's going to be a part of your body missing. Therefore, you're not a complete human.
For energy to bridge or to sail between worlds, a spirit has to cross the cosmic wheel. It's a hero's journey back into Santa.
So he begins the hero's journey in the night cycle, the other direction back into center again.
This place, the Upside Down, it isn't another dimension. It's not another world. It's a wormhole. A bridge. Between 2 points in time and space. Between our world and another.
And if the bridge collapses?
It will take us with it.
Held within electromagnetic energy. When that falls, when the electromagnetic field falls, game over, we start all over again. Cycle within cycles within cycles.
All of us.
For those familiar with Stranger Things, a series showing in depth that our current world reality is actually set within the up-is-down sine wave.
More specifically, an interdimensional bridge that rips through space-time. It is wildly unstable, but held together by exotic matter, which we found dead center right above the lab. In theoretical physics, they call this type of bridge a wormhole.
We see the character and spirit known as Holly Wheeler, another hero on a journey back into Santa, and an anagram for the Holy Wheel, aka the Cosmic Wheel.
You can do this.
She's holding the energy that is able to move between dimensions.
You go ahead, I'll be fine. Yeah.
What was that?
What was what?
Go ahead.
A black hole fall through the sine wave light carrier. We see Holly falling through the Holy Wheel. Which centered around a black hole. A black hole that is energized by exotic matter. Looks familiar, is it?
It's an emergency. What? You done?
Leo is the heart. Virgo is the intestines, is the sign of Cerberus that cleans your body. Libra is the kidneys, alkalinity and acidity, the balance in your body. Scorpio is the genital area, the sexual organs. Sagittarius is the thighs and the hips. Capricorn is the knees and the skeletal system. Aquarius is the chins. And Pisces is the 2 feet.
Okay guys, I want to show 2 ways of crossing the light. In the second video, we will follow the light through the zodiac system in the night sky on a cosmic level. For now, we will follow the sine wave crossfire its energy into the energy body on the micro level.
So essentially what comes out of here is the M of Aries, 30 degrees. Aries and Taurus. Aries is the cerebrum. Taurus is the cerebellum, the bull, the cerebellum. And those 2 brains, the cerebrum, left, right, and the cerebellum, the ram and the bull are what causes your feet to ramble. on.
Then they took everything about me and put it into a computer where they created this model of my mind. Yes, using that model.
With the knowledge that this world's reality is shaped into a model of the mind, we see Kurt showing us that light enters the energy body through Aries, the crown chakra, while Chris is opening the veil of forgetfulness, the curtains, through the pillars, so through his arms. Gemini.
Gemini is your twins, which that will be from your shoulders to your hand.
The light that enters the crown chakra then is the line of the equinox, recording and timekeeping of the sine wave. This line of light is also shown to us as the hand of God symbolism. The body of Shiva referring to the sine wave. Out of the erection, which symbolizes the masculine sun pillar, so the sun, we see the light entering the cross and the rainbow bridge through the equinox and distributed using the sun, with the heart referring to the sine wave of a Taurus.
Essentially, the creators of Taurus fields are step-down Krishnas. Brahma is a step-down Krishna. I'm a step-down Krishna. You are a step-down Krishna. Everything is expansions of source.
That whisper within is the spark of the monad. The Gnostics taught that while the demiurge built the prison of matter, he could not extinguish the light that gave it life. Every soul carries within it a fragment of the monad, a spark of the true God. That spark is not just inspiration, not just intuition. It is the living presence of the One, hidden in human form. When you feel restless, when you long for something beyond what the world offers, when you hunger for truth in a way that no authority can satisfy, you are feeling the monad calling you back to itself.
So we are parts and parcel and minute parts of the One, individualized in atoms. All is atom.
We gave them the same title, and many of the illustrations appear in both. As you can see, we found ourselves deep in the field of nuclear physics. Of course, we don't pretend to be scientists. We're storytellers. We're storytellers.
Okay, the Walt Hitler, telling us they are storytellers. The story of the atom, aka the Taurus, they call Tomorrowland. A world of black and white and held by the hand of God. On the background we notice some components of the atom. A mountain or cone with on top a sphere. Yes, the concept of the mountain. Submarines that cross or travel through a Fibonacci spiral. Then we see the cross from which shadow energy enters, and of course an image of the Taurus itself. Okay, danke für deine Hilfe, Walt.
We're storytellers.
When the Great Library burned, the first 10,000 years of stories were reduced to ash. But those stories never really perished. They became a new story. The story of the fire itself.
The flame of eternity burning inside the lamp of your being.
Or man's urge to take a thing of beauty and strike the match.
This spark is not separate from the monad. It is the monad in miniature. To pursue that spark is to begin the journey of remembrance. It is like chasing a thread of light through a darkened labyrinth.
The maze. You must follow the maze. What's wrong with me? Perhaps you are unraveling.
The more you follow, the more the path opens.
A story of the fire itself. So, how do we strike the match? The spark to begin the journey of remembrance. So, a journey back into center, the equinox. We see the light, so photons, entering the crown chakra through using the mechanics of the cosmic wheel that sort of create healing for an energy body. We notice the checkered floor. It's black, it's white.
Okay, my friends, you guys know about dipole electron flood theory. I'm sure by now, if you've been with me. If not, just look it up. It's very simple. These two are the particles that exist. This is literally dark matter. It's the muons. They know what they are. They just don't realize they're dark matter. And it is also the source of gravity. Simple as that, and I'm going to explain it to you very simple, because this is what a photon of light looks like. These are the most basic particles there are. Is the dipole electron, they call it gluon, and the photon, which is the next bump up, and then you get up into the proton area, and it's all about areas of stabilization and fields. Magnets have fields. You push them together, there's nothing in here, but you can feel there's a field there. What's it pushing against? It's pushing against some kind of magnetic field. And this is the one that has field. This does not. This does. That's why we've never seen dark matter. It's always inside. It's inside of everything. It's inside of you and your fingers and your eyeballs and everything else. Every proton coats a core of dark matter.
Exotic matter. A single source of energy that is holding that giant wall together.
This right here is dark matter, and these are our pictures, Rod Warren and I, and this is the dark matter, and we actually separated it from the white matter. The same thing that they're doing at CERN and Fermilab, only we're working with light instead of huge big particles like them. The dark matter, it doesn't reflect, absorb, emit, it doesn't do anything. You have to have this glowy edge around it to see it.
I wish I could eat your cancer when you turn back. Don't fear the shadows, me you can trust. I'm at my best in a pitch black room. Hold on tight, baby, you'll feel the power soon.
It obstructs the light so you can see it overriding that light. The white particle or the different colored particle can get big, get small, doesn't matter. That never changes size, but it's just one size fits all. And it is the dark matter, and it's also a muon. And this is right from Fermilab. Now, we found those exact same particles. Let me show you. All right, we were working with light.
All is Atum. Atum is astrology, the science of light. Jyotish means, the Sanskrit word for astrology, the science of light. All is light.
Fermilab and CERN and the rest of them, Lawrence Livermore and so forth, they use protons and neutrons, big particles. So they use this size, let's say, and they didn't realize it, but that size is really a whole batch of these little dipoles. They were actually colliding these, and they just splattered everywhere. We didn't have to do that. We started with the smallest particles, which is light. We started way smaller than that. And then we accelerated that light.
All energy is fields, and fields are not particles. There are no particles. They don't exist. Walter Russell taught us that. It's all different rates of energy.
Right.
Compression, rarefaction.
It's mostly empty space. Groupings of tiny energy waves bound together.
By what?
This is what God is. This is what God does. God is a pulse, perturbation, or pulse, the dielectric field. And what God does is this. You see? To the first Trinity, black and white, neutron, proton, electron. Neutron, proton, electron. Israel. Israel means dielectricity, magnetism, and electricity. Moon, sun, Saturn. That's what the Jesuits are. They are material worshippers of these, not spiritual. They don't understand the true spiritual transcendent way of beautiful energy, magnetism.
Что за черт?
The longitudinal pulse of the universe. They want you to believe in their power grid of electricity, Bel, the false god of this world, because electricity, the red and blue,
Forces of attraction strong enough to convince us that matter is solid. It's not my body passing through yours.
is an illusion.
What happened was we sent this light through a Venturi. All right, that's a Venturi. Venturi is nothing more than a restriction like this with a pincher in the middle, so that everything's got to be collected and funneled through that pincher.
I'll pull down the shades if you unplug the phone. Put on some music, Marvin Gaye's real nice. Once we get settled, I'll turn out the lights. Don't be afraid of the dark. Don't be afraid of the dark. I'll be there to hold you. Don't be afraid of the dark. It might be scary till your eyes adjust. Don't fear the shadows. Me you can trust.
Holy shit.
Hold on tight, baby. You'll feel the power soon. Don't be afraid of the dark. Don't be afraid of the dark. I'll be there to hold you. Don't be afraid of the dark.
Tricky, isn't it? Hi.
First, there was darkness. Then came the strangers. First, there was darkness. Then came the strangers. They abducted us and brought us here. This city, everyone in it, is their experiment.
The black particles are just too big and too hard, and they can't get through. So they stop, and the white ones flow through as showers. You see it here? There's the acceleration.
Oh, this is just unbelievable.
But that's what's going on here, and it's accelerating like crazy, and it explodes at the Venturi.
What? Oh my god! What is happening?
They mix mix and match our memories as they see fit, trying to divine what makes us unique. One day, a man might be an inspector. The next, someone entirely different. When they want to study a murderer, for instance, they simply imprint one of their citizens with a new personality. Arrange a family for him, friends, an entire history, even a lost wallet. Then they observe the results. Will a man, given the history of a killer, continue in that vein? Or are we, in fact, more than the mere sum of our memories? More than the mere sum of our memories.
Now, what did I say about the black getting over the top of the white? There you are right there, there's black on top of the white. So we know they're there, and we know that they're over here, and they just start to reassemble into Higgs fields over here. Higgs fields are coming back together. When that particle separated here, and it squirted the white through here, the white was all by itself, and it said, hey, I gotta find somebody to hook up with. And it finds a dark particle, and they smack together and turn into a Higgs field. Now, you see them laying around out here, and I knew they separated here. But how did the ones here find somebody to partner up with over here?
With the concept and the world of it's black, it's white, and trying to show that on the micro and cosmic level, the light carrier sine wave is used to transport information from one dimension to another, through a construct of a torus. The energy body then converts the information through black body radiation, measurable within Planck's time or Planck's constant.
Planck's constant is 6.6260704.
A code that gives access to a box with 2 keys.
I'm 3.
I'm 3.
1, 2.
But that's something for the second video. So the equinox, the time axis of the sine wave, is built on the history of timekeeping. Without this system, there is no sine wave.
It's a complex concepts in physics even. You know, it's undefined really in physics. What is time? Do you mean tick, tick, tick on the clock? What do you mean? And so I actually changed this terminology from, and I modified Einstein, sorry Einstein, I'm sure he's happy with it, but I modified space-time to space-memory, because no memory, no right. time. You know, if you can't remember what happened before, you don't know that there's a linear function of time, that there's a linear arrow of time. And if time is fundamental to the universe, that means memory is fundamental to the universe, and that means that information is embedded on the structure of space. This is actually the root of the question you're asking. That is, information is embedded on the structure of space as the dynamic of space happens, meaning as things happen in the universe, it leaves imprints of what has happened before that makes it appear to be a linear structure of time.
This business of you being a killer was an unhappy coincidence. You have had dozens of lives before now. You just happened to wake up while I was imprinting you with this one.
Why are they doing all this?
It is our capacity for individuality, our souls, that makes us different from them. They think they can find the human soul if they understand how our memories work.
That's what we do. We modify the past to produce the next moment in our future.
So we modify our past to produce the next moment in our future.
In our future.
We're sending you back to the future.
good. Saturday's good. I can spend a week in 1955. I can hang out. You can show me around.
Marty, that is completely out of the question. You must not leave this house. You must not see anybody or talk to anybody. Anything you do could have serious repercussions on future events. Do you understand?
Technology, the Tube Torus technology, creates an energy sucking machine that has these vortices that suck energy in from other living things around it in order to fuel itself, because it is not open to the natural timelines anymore. It can't run the natural energy, so it finds things to feed on.
And that leads as well to the possibility of modifying our future to produce a specific occurrence in our present, so that we can visualize a specific future that we desire, and then work the information backward to make us today what we need to be to achieve that future.
Yeah, well, I might have sort of bumped into my parents.
Great Scott! Let me see that photograph again of your brother. Just as I thought. This proves my theory. Look at your brother.
His head's gone. It's like it's been erased.
Erased from existence.
Taret. And you can see here is Taret. And here you see is, it's actually Anubis.
Is because the atomic weight of carbon is 12. So as this thing comes into existence, it makes a path counterclockwise and it traces out a toroid shape.
Anubis is riding something that we call the mare. It's called the plow. Right? And the plow in Egypt was considered the beloved. Mare meant the beloved, and it was a tool for opening a path for the flow. It was an irrigation ditch, and it was also a tool for seeding, fertility. And so he's riding the mare to create an electromagnetic current that spirals out from the age of Cancer all the way out to create our perception of time and space.
The past is really information on the structure of space that we have left like a record on the electromagnetic fields of space.
Here he is embalming us in an electromagnetic field, the veil of forgetfulness. Where he is embalming us in an electromagnetic field, the veil of forgetfulness, right? The Earth's magnetic field. This is this is falling into form in a perception of time and space in a container. Held within electromagnetic energy. When that falls, when the electromagnetic field falls, game over, we start all over again. Cycle within cycles within cycles.
I don't think that it's consciousness creating matter or matter creating consciousness. In fact, when you study matter, you have a hard time finding something like a billiard ball you call a particle or something. You just see field interaction, you just see information exchange. And so really I think it's just a feedback and feed forward loop that continues to infinity.
Cycle within cycles within cycles.
You see those guys? There, by the fire. Those are the runners. And that guy in the middle there, that's Mina. He's the keeper of the runners. Every morning when those doors open, they run the maze, mapping it, memorizing it, trying to find a way out.
Very good, Dolores.
What does it mean?
When I was first working on your mind, I had a theory of consciousness. I thought it was a pyramid you needed to scale. So I gave you a voice, my voice, to guide you along the way. Memory, improvisation, each step harder to reach than the last. And you never got there.
How long have they been looking? 3 years? And they haven't found anything? It's a lot easier said than done. Listen.
I couldn't understand what was holding you back. Then, one day, I realized I'd made a mistake. Consciousness isn't a journey upward, but a journey inward. Not a pyramid, but a maze.
We know, but we're just not ready to act. The storm isn't in the air, it's inside of us.
Yeah? It's the maze. Changing. Changes every night.
How's that even possible?
You can ask the people who put us in here if you ever meet the bastards.
It begins the hero's journey in the night cycle, the other direction back into center again.
Every choice could bring you closer to the center or send you spiraling to the edges.
Right? So we spiral out.
To madness. Do you understand now, Dolores, what the center represents? What a maze. Every choice could bring you closer to the center or send you spiraling to the edges.
We're living on the edge. Living on the edge. Living on the edge. Living on the edge.
It's just going to get weirder and weirder and weirder, and finally it's going to be so weird that people are going to have to talk about how weird it is. I look for the invention of artificial life, the cloning of human beings, possible contact with extraterrestrials, possible human immortality, and at the same time, appalling acts of brutality, genocide, race baiting, homophobia, famine, starvation. The mushroom said to me once, it said, "This is what it's like when a species prepares to depart for the stars. You don't depart for the stars under calm and orderly conditions. It's a fire in a madhouse." And that's what we have, the fire in the madhouse at the end of time. This is what it's like when a species prepares to move on to the next dimension.
The passage from one world to the next requires bold steps, Bernard.
With the construct of a torus, which is an interdimensional bridge that connects worlds, we notice the sine wave structured on space memory.
Then they took everything about me and put it into a computer where they created this model of my mind.
With the model of the mind, memory seems essential to root life back to its origin.
Ancient voices tried to point us toward it. Plato spoke of the good, so absolute that even language strains to capture it. Plotinus described the one as beyond thought, beyond even being itself. The sages of Egypt whispered of a hidden source of light, too radiant for mortal eyes. the mystics of India spoke of Brahman, the undivided reality that lies behind the veil of appearances. Across cultures, the same truth appeared. All rivers flow from one spring, and that spring is the monad.
I might have missed it. One way or return? Return.
The monad.
There you go, sir.
A hero's journey back into center.
Will a man, given the history of a killer, continue in that vein? Or are we, in fact, more than the mere sum of our memories?
Okay, the prevailing wisdom is that when I go back to my fixed time, our memories, they reform, they reconcile. But not while I'm here.
Fixed time? What's that?
There's only one place in time where you belong. On a quantum level. We're not screwing around with the cosmos like I am.
Within the Taurus, this bridging occurs in memory cycles. Current world reality is diving into madness, and with the world pandemic of sicknesses of the mind like dementia, Alzheimer, and Parkinson diseases spreading like a wildfire, you see clearly the signs that our memory and so our existence is balancing on the edges. This coming department to the stars and to the other side. It seems it's all done under the umbrella of an illusion. I feel being trapped inside a singularity of a parasitic mind, which center holds a place called Jerusalem. Hence, we probably should start moving to our own center.
In order for the prison of Tartarus to be completely impregnable, I built it from the outside in. So I had to leave a passage for myself to get out when the work was done.
With the next video, we will hunt for the secret passage, which roadmap is hidden within the stars. To receive and connect information between dimensions.
What was that?
What was what?
Go ahead.
You need an antenna to bridge the cosmic wheel. Is where we see the involvement of the Z-DNA helix. Guys, thank you for watching. Just stay strong out there. Much love. Radiation matters.
And this labyrinth is the only way a human can travel through the underworld and get to the heart of Tartarus. Yes, using that model, they managed to generate every thought I could possibly have in the next, say, 10 years, which they then filtered through a probability matrix of some kind to determine everything I was going to do in that period. So you see.
What the hell was that? Was that the shield generator? Did they find it?
I was terribly, catastrophically wrong.
What? She knows everything I'm ever going to do before I know it myself. It's that.
Business of you being a killer was an unhappy coincidence. You have had dozens of lives before now. You just happened to wake up while I was imprinting you with this one.
Everywhere, come take my hand. I'll show you I got you. I know this deep down inside you. Come take my hand, I lead you, just follow me to Wonderland. It's deep down inside of you. Come take my hand, I lead you, just follow me. Come take my hand, come take my hand, come take my hand. I lead you, just follow me to Wonderland. It's deep down inside of you. Come take my hand, I lead you, just follow me. Come take my hand, come take my hand. I know a place where the sun's always shining with lovely flowers around.
Our excitement that the sun is back.
I know this place, it's deep down inside you. I know a place where people not fighting with smiling faces around everywhere. Come take my hand, I'll show you, I'll guide you. I know this place, it's deep down inside you. Come take my hand, I lead you, just follow me to Wonderland. It's deep down inside of you. Come take my hand, I lead you, just follow me. Come take my hand, come take my hand, come take my hand. I lead you, just follow me to Wonderland. It's deep down inside of you. Come take my hand, I lead you, just follow me. Come take my hand, come take my
It was like something had a hold of her, but you couldn't see anything. It was him.
I hate that monkey. So, the Pearl. Any idea how to get her out?
We shall need a crossbow, an hourglass, 3 goats. One of us must learn to play the trumpet whilst the other one goes like this.
I know a man with a goat.
Good. I can go like this.